This is the Toy Dolls. 45 years of
45 RPM.
Hello again, Olga.
Hi, Ronan.
We're back to 1983 again. This time we're talking about Alfie from the Bronx.
I remember it.
Yeah, you do. That's kind of useful for this discussion. This is good. It's a great little song. And both the character, Alfie, and the location of the Bronx can be explained with reference to Sunderland. Can you supply the details?
Yeah. Alfie was a guy that I went to school with, and he lived in the place which was nicknamed the Bronx, which was Norman Court in Hendon in Sunderland. It wasn't actually in New York. It's not the New York one, but it's in Sunderland, the northeast of England.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Alfie, anything we should know about Alfie? Was he just was he a mate or just an acquaintance?
Yeah, he was a friend at school, and they pulled down Norman Court eventually, and he disappeared, and he's lost all his friends because they all moved away. And
as a consequence of that. Yeah, I joked to you once years ago that the chord sequence to some parts of Alfie bears a resemblance to Glenda and the Test Tube Baby.
No way, really?
I think it's a scurrilous accusation, but you replied that you were cool with that because it was only yourself you were plagiarising.
Yeah,
but I was wondering, as your songwriting developed your style in the early years. Was it difficult to keep everything fresh and avoid repetitions?
Yes, it is. I mean, sometimes if you haven't listened to too much of your own stuff and you're writing a song and you come up with something, you think, I think that's really, really good. And then you listen and find out you become a parody of yourself. Mm. It's like it's the third song from the first album.
Yeah.
Yes, it is difficult, to be honest, for me personally. And the chord sequence of that of Alfie verse is the same as the Glenda chorus.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all right.
It has to be, doesn't it?
Not much you can change about it now. Yeah. And there's a great little bit in the credits on the back about St. Winifred's Stroll Choir being jokingly credited with supplying the high backing vocals in the song. And it's all echoes.
That was very good.
Yeah, thank you. But I think the truth was somewhat different.
Yeah, it was the three of us. It was Dicky, Bonny Baz and me, singing there. Yeah. And it all... That's what I kind of do. But that was the three of us. Yeah. It would be nice to get Winifred's school choir in.
Good fun, because they'd ridden a wave of popularity a couple of years earlier.
Exactly.
No one quite like Grandma. But yeah, I'm glad you've owned up to that. And the days when you could produce that high octave, Olga.
I can do the high octave still.
I'm sure you can. Off you go.
Next question.
Hanky Panky was a crazy B-side, it says.
Yeah.
I was wondering whether it was based on a specific slice of your complicated love life at the time.
No, I mean, I did have a complicated love life, but there wasn't a slice of it. It was, Hanky Panky. I think it's fairly desperate, that one, to me. I mean, it's a bit like How's About a Kiss, Babe. That was another desperate one that I've done. It is a typical B-side. That's all it's good enough for. And we didn't have our drummer, Dicky, at that time because he was doing something else. So we used Peter Practice from the rehearsal room. Mm-hmm. He was the drummer on that one.
Yeah, that's just because Peter was available?
Yeah.
Did he try to sell you any Kit Kats while he was playing?
He did, all the session.
Might be interesting just while we're there to remind, or anyone who doesn't know the story about Peter's practice room itself.
Yeah.
How he set up and he used to practice there.
Yeah, Peter Practice's practice room was in Frederick Street.
Mm-hmm. About which more later.
Yep. And it used to have an electric meter, so you used to put you could practice for half an hour and you have to put 50 pence in the meter to keep it going. Yes, and he did come round selling Kit Kats and marshmallows and things like that. It was money oriented, so
I can't help coming back to how different things are now. The practice rooms.
Practice rooms are air conditioned. The equipment's already there, and it's it's a different world now.
And Kit Kats are way out of fashion now as well.
Completely.
Yeah. Now, neither the A side nor the B side from this single, so that's Alfie from the Bronx and Hanky Panky, ever featured on a studio album, and that was the same. Also with the predecessor, the Cheerio and Toodle Pip release. Mm-hmm. Was there a reason behind these decisions? Because at the time they were very popular, both hit the charts, the independent charts. Did you not like the songs sufficiently to put them on an album?
Alfie maybe out of those four songs. I think we just had enough new songs for the forthcoming album of albums. so just didn't bother with them.
Yeah.
I mean, but the other three, yeah, that was a conscious decision not to put any of them on or even listen to them again.
Yeah, and again, it was a nice. I was looking at the single the other day. It's a nice cover as well, a picture cover. Which volume, presumably organised and designed?
That Alfie one.
Yeah, with the Alfie with the string and the dog.
With the dog, yeah. I mean, I did. Well, it was my older brother Ernie who drew the picture. I mean, I can't draw. I can design, but I can't draw. And I drew the beginning,
the concept.
Yeah, I drew the guy with the dog, and he says, "Did you really want this picture of the crocodile in?" I said, "It's meant to be a dog." That's how I'm hopeless at drawing. But he made it.
Into what it became.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. And then the popularity of Alfie, because it was a very popular release. It meant that you now had 3 consecutive singles in the top 20 that had reached the top 20 of the indie chart. Okay, that's how things are building up. So by this stage, your debut album, Dig That Groove Baby, was also doing well and was receiving rave reviews. 1983 was a belting year. So how do you remember that time in band terms? And even personal happiness terms, could I say?
Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of personal happiness, and it was like 1983, we started to play more abroad. We went to America for the first time, Germany for the first time. It was that was like the beginning, really, 1983. It like opened up away from just being a Northeast kind of based there. It was exciting. Definitely, that was the start of the start, I think.
Yeah. It's interesting how people look at the pivots between, because there was When You Set Off, and there was the first single we talked about, in recent discussions. And then there's a big year, your first album coming out like this, as you say, first trips abroad.
Yeah.
Other people see it as which we'll talk about in the subsequent chart about Nelly being in the national charts and all that. Some people think of that as like year zero. But in fact, I think 83 was a
definitely
much bigger year.
But as you say, with Dig That Groove Baby, the first album, which is one of the best albums that we've done as well. That and opening up to playing to the rest of the world rather than just being stuck in one little area in the north of England. Yeah, definitely that was the beginning.
Yeah, your memory is it's razor sharp for 41 years ago, Olga, when you were a toddler. So thanks for taking me back to 1983.
Thank you.